March 31st, 1922. Deep in the forests of Bavaria, Germany, stood a secluded farm known as Hinterkaifeck. One quiet night, an entire family vanished without a trace. Days later, 6 brutally murdered bodies were discovered inside the farmhouse. The victims were Andreas Gruber and his wife Casilia, their widowed daughter Victoria, her 2 young children, and Maria Baumgartner, a maid who had started her first day of work on the very day of the massacre. None of them had a chance to escape, but this was no frenzied slaughter. The killer lured the family members one by one into the barn, and with calm, deliberate force, struck them down with a heavy mattock, a farmer's axe. Each killing seemed chillingly methodical. The most haunting detail came from 7-year-old Casilia. Evidence suggested she survived for hours after the attack. Her small hands had torn out handfuls of her own hair, a silent witness to unimaginable terror. Yet the horror did not end with their deaths. The killer didn't flee. Someone stayed inside the house for days, eating the family's bread, keeping the hearth warm, feeding the livestock, even sleeping in their beds. The farm was remote and difficult for strangers to reach. Suspicion quickly turned toward those who knew the family well. One name rose above all: Lorenz Schlittenbauer, a neighbor rumored to have had an affair with Victoria, and perhaps the father of her youngest child, Joseph. Lorenz's behavior after the murders was unsettling. He entered the farmhouse before police secured the scene, calmly inspecting the rooms, even giving orders as if he were an investigator himself. Yet no hard evidence ever tied him to the killings. Other theories emerged: a disgruntled former farmhand seeking revenge, a wandering vagrant who stumbled upon the isolated homestead. But none could explain the eerie familiarity, the quiet days spent in the house after the slaughter. In 2007, the Munich Police Academy reopened the cold case with modern forensics. After analyzing decades-old evidence, they privately named one primary suspect, but the name has never been released to the public. In 2007, the Munich Police Academy reopened the cold case with modern forensics. After analyzing decades-old evidence, they privately named one primary suspect, but the name has never been released to the public.